Trump fires BLS chief. The truth behind the rigged jobs report controversy. Imagine waking up to a world where facts are twisted to fit a narrative, and data is manipulated to serve a purpose. This is exactly what happened when President Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics after a disappointing July jobs report. The move sparked a heated debate, with many questioning the motives behind the decision. But here's where it gets interesting. The burden of supporting the president's claim that the data was rigged fell on the shoulders of his advisors, including Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer. She initially told Bloomberg TV that despite the downward revision of jobs data for May and June, the overall trend was still positive. However, after the president's decision to fire the BLS director, she quickly changed her tune, tweeting that she agreed with the president that the jobs numbers must be fair, accurate, and never manipulated for political purposes. But this raises a crucial question. Were the jobs data that were considered positive in the morning suddenly rigged by the afternoon? This contradiction highlights the challenges faced by officials who must balance their loyalty to the administration with their commitment to providing accurate and unbiased information. And this is the part most people miss: the importance of having credible and trustworthy spokespersons for labor policy and data. The Labor Secretary's rapid shift in stance has sparked controversy, with many arguing that it undermines her credibility and the integrity of the data. But what do you think? Should officials prioritize loyalty to the administration or commitment to accuracy and fairness? The firing of the BLS director has ignited a firestorm of debate, with some arguing that it's a clear example of political interference in the collection and interpretation of data. Others see it as a necessary step to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the information. As we delve into this complex issue, it's essential to consider the potential consequences of manipulating data for political gain. Not only can it erode trust in institutions, but it can also have far-reaching implications for policy decisions and the economy as a whole. So, let's take a closer look at the implications of this decision and explore the potential risks and benefits. But here's the million-dollar question. Can we trust the data when it's collected and interpreted in a highly politicized environment? The answer is not a simple one, and it's a topic that warrants further discussion and debate. As we move forward, it's crucial to consider the role of data in shaping our understanding of the world and the importance of ensuring its accuracy and integrity. And this is where you come in. We want to hear your thoughts on this issue. Do you think the firing of the BLS director was justified, or was it a misguided attempt to manipulate the data? Share your opinions, and let's keep the conversation going. Trump fires BLS head. Concerns over data integrity and trust erosion. Trust in U.S. economic data just reached a breaking point, and the fallout could change how Americans view official statistics forever. But here's where it gets controversial. President Donald Trump abruptly dismissed the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, sparking fierce debate over whether this move undermines the credibility of one of the nation's most respected agencies. On August 3rd, in Washington, White House economic advisors rallied to defend the president's decision, insisting that new leadership at the BLS is essential. Their statements directly challenge critics who warn that removing Commissioner Erica McEnteffer without clear evidence of wrongdoing could erode public trust in America's economic measurements. Trump weighed in again later that day, accusing McEnteffer of manipulating job figures, but offering no concrete proof. He also announced plans to nominate a replacement BLS commissioner within the next 3 or 4 days, even as lawmakers and experts demand more transparency about why the data revisions occurred in the first place. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer told CBS's Face the Nation that the president had real concerns about the revised employment numbers. Meanwhile, National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett appeared on Fox News Sunday to argue that Trump was justified in seeking fresh leadership at the agency. Their chief objection centers on a recent BLS report that revised downward the job growth estimates for May and June by a combined 258,000 positions. far larger than typical monthly adjustments. Trump's allegation that the jobs data were faked has not been substantiated. The BLS is responsible for producing the monthly employment report, as well as measures of consumer and producer prices, figures that are closely watched by investors, policymakers, and everyday Americans. And this is the part most people miss. Monthly revisions are normal because the BLS incorporates late survey responses and recalculates seasonal factors. In its official explanation, the agency noted that these updates come from additional reports submitted by businesses and government entities after the initial release. McEntaffer took to the social media platform Blue Sky on Friday to express her dismay over the abrupt dismissal, calling her time as commissioner the honor of my life, and praising the dedicated civil servants she led. Her departure coincided with a flurry of new tariffs imposed by the Trump administration on dozens of trading partners, moves that rattled global stock markets as investors worried about the impact on trade and growth. At the same time, the surprise resignation of Federal Reserve Governor Adriana Kugler opened a vacancy on the Fed's powerful board, injecting further uncertainty into an already heated debate over U.S. monetary policy and succession planning. Trump told reporters on Sunday that he would announce his choice for the Fed seat within a couple of days, signaling yet another high-stakes nomination in the offing. Revisions of employment data are routine, but they rarely arrive with such magnitude. In her CBS interview, Greer acknowledged that while the BLS always revises its initial estimates, the scale of the latest corrections was exceptional. Brian Moynihan, CEO of Bank of America, warned on CBS that large swings in economic indicators can shake public confidence. He urged government statisticians to explore more resilient and transparent methods for collecting and verifying data. Critics from the nonprofit Friends of the BLS, including former Commissioner William Beach, have called on Congress to probe McEntaffer's removal. Beach insisted that there is no plausible way for a single commissioner to falsify the nation's payroll figures, pointing out that revisions totaling 500,000 jobs also occurred during Trump's first term. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, who served under Presidents Clinton and Obama, added his voice to the chorus of dissent on ABC's This Week, labeling the president's accusations preposterous and emphasizing that hundreds of economists and statisticians followed detailed, manual-driven procedures when compiling these numbers. Here's some context that often goes overlooked. Each month, the BLS surveys roughly 121,000 employers, ranging from small businesses to federal agencies, to tally payrolls for the week containing the 12th of the month. Survey response rates have slipped from 80.3% in October 2020 to about 67.1% in July, making the allowance for late reports and multiple rounds of revision even more important. Friday's revision of 125,000 fewer jobs for May marked the largest difference between a second and third estimate since March 2020, when the agency recorded a historic 492,000 downward revision amid the upheaval of the pandemic. Reporting for this analysis was conducted by Doina Chiaku, Jasper Ward, Douglas Gillison, Lucia Mutakani, Dan Burns, and Daphne Saladakis, with writing contributions from Doina Chiaku and Patricia Zengeli, and editing by Ross Colvin, Nick Zeminski, Chris Reese, and Michael Perry under the Thomson Reuters Trust principles. Journalist Jasper Ward, based in Washington, specializes in national affairs and politics and was part of the award-winning team that covered the collapse of FTX. What do you think? Was firing the BLS commissioner a necessary shakeup, or a dangerous precedent that could erode faith in our economic data? Share your views and join the debate below.